Hey, I hope you can see us. I got a fish on right here. Jeff with Team Catfish want to bring you a live catfishing video. Come get in the boat with me. I'm going to get this fish. I just had one break my line. We're going to set out here and catfish for a little bit. You guys, some of you are in places that you can't catfish right now, but we got a nice day here in Oklahoma. I'm going to go grab this cat. Keep an eye on these rods for me, because another one might go down. I'm out here by myself doing this live video. Shoot, come off. It's hard to do all this by yourself. I just had one break me off over the river channel out there, and this one just come off. I thought he hooked himself when he pulled the rod down, but I didn't reel down on him or anything, stick him real good. So anyway, let's get this back out there, and I'm going to finish tying that one up that just broke off and see if we can get another catfish. Talk to you a little bit about what I'm tying up here while I'm tying. Hopefully I'll have my back to the rods, but you know how that goes. Okay, I'm using my favorite rig here. Just kind of bear with me. I've got all Thundercat casting and spinning rods. I'm using medium and medium light action rods, medium heavy and medium. And got 6 rods. You can fish with 6 rods here in Oklahoma. And like I said, I'm casting out over a drop-off and fishing for blue cats with cut bait. Got some cut drum, and I've got it kind of soaked in some dead red blood spray. You might be able to see my cutting board back there. I'm going to check and make sure this live feed's still running. Yeah, we still got y'all. Anyway, I'm going to finish tying this up. Keep an eye on them rods for me. I apologize for the wiggling. I've got this on a pole right here, and the boat's shaking back and forth. Okay. 65-pound tug-of-war braid. Okay. Let me get my sinker slide and sinker bumper here. They're right here. This is really tricky to do out here by yourself, y'all. I hope one of you can holler loud if one of them rods bends over. Okay, a lot of you've seen my sinker slides, sinker bumpers over the years, but this is a sinker slide. It's going to go down and hit a sinker bumper. And I'm going to tie this to a barrel swivel. Just use my old grandma's knot. You guys have seen me tie this for years. It's a clinch knot. I'm going to go through the eye of the swivel, and then I'm going to go around that loop about 5 times, take that tug-of-war braid back through the top hole, get it wet, pull it all down. And a lot of times I don't cut that one off too short. Those catfish just don't care. I'll snip this tagline on this leader material off a little bit. And I'm going to use a short leader today. We're really fishing around a lot of junk and a lot of heavy cover out here. I guess me. Take this down to an 8/0 double action hook. This is my favorite Blue Cat hook that we manufacture. There are people that use these all over the country, anywhere from 1/0 to 8/0. The super circles are great options too if you need a bigger hook. But for average day blue cat fishing, the 5/0 and the 8/0 double action are just fantastic. So I'm going to do the old grandma's knot again. Okay, I went through there. I'm going to make a loop. I'm going to go around my loop about 3 times with this 50-pound tug-of-war mono. Go back through the top. get it all wet. Okay, and I'm going to snip that off a little bit. I'm going to go grab a sinker and show you how the sinker slide works for those guys that don't know. Okay, out here there's no current. It's just lake. I'm gonna grab a show you how the sinker slide works. I've just got a disc sinker. Get down here to the business rig of this. There's my rig right there. Of course, I got the wind blowing and everything else here. Bear with me, y'all. I look like a jackass with this wind blowing, but I'll get it right eventually. See, this kind of crap even happens to me. Everything can go wrong, will go wrong when you're trying to do something live. Okay. All right. Sinker slide. Open it up. Put your sinker on it. Close it. It travels up and down your line like this. If I want to go to a 4-ounce sinker, I just open it up, put a 4-ounce sinker on it. If I want to go to a 10-ounce sinker, same deal. Goes down, hits the sinker bumper, big heavy barrel swivel, 50-pound tug-of-war mono, 8/0 double action hook. I'm going to get this baited back up, cast it out there, and hang with me for a few minutes. Let's see if we can get one. Alright, I didn't hear any of you holler at me, so I don't know if we got a fish. I'm going to check and see if this thing's still running. Still got 231 people with me today. Hey, it's hard for me to answer questions without stepping off the front of my boat. But, I'll try to go back through and answer some of your questions later on. Hopefully we get another bite or two. I haven't been catfishing very much. Been doing a lot of deer hunting. We've got a brand called Bowhunter 1 and Deer, and I spend a lot of time in the fall deer hunting. But I'm getting cabin fever, y'all. I'm ready to get out here and catch a catfish. So, like I said, the rod that we just had retied right there. As soon as I got here, I got them all out. I got my camera set up, turned around, and she was just bent over, and I went back there. And I know that fish was hooked good, and I come back up here and I turned on the live feed, and by the time I got back there, it had broke me off. There's all kinds of junk on the river channels out here. And while I was retying that one, this one went down, and I come back up to try to get the live feed going again. We got everything rolling, got over here, and this one had come loose. So that's where I'm at with everything right now. It's about 45, 50, maybe about 55 degrees. Kind of cloudy out here on Grand Lake right now. I'm in northeast Oklahoma. Water temperature is about 45 degrees, which should be really good for blue cats, especially once they get ready to drop off into the river channel. I'm fishing with some cut drum. We just soaked it down in dead red blood spray. I've got an anchor out of the back of the boat, a box anchor. I've got a box anchor off the front of the boat. This end of my boat is up in shallower water. The river channel is behind me. There's no current here at all. This lake is still. And I've got about 25, 30 foot of water off to my side right here. And I've got close to 100 foot of water out to the back of the boat. I'm not quite reaching 100 foot of water, but that's how deep it gets back there. And we get over here on this side of the boat. Still, that river channel is just directly behind the back of the boat, and this rolls up into a nice big old flat area right here, about 30, 35 foot. And a lot of times your active blue catfish are not always going to be in that channel. Sometimes they are, especially when the water gets really cold. But there's a lot of times those blue catfish will be up here on the flat. They might not be very far away from that river channel. And yeah, there's 30 and 40 foot flats. A lot of people associate flats with shallow water, but you really have to kind of look at the topography of the lake, and there are flats out there that are deep. Well, I'm less than 100 yards away from the river channel right here. So I got a nice big 30 to 40 foot area right out in here that's fairly flat. This side of the boat comes up a lot quicker over here on this contact point that runs out into the lake. And I know there's probably a lot of y'all asking questions, but I can't see because I've got the camera turned around. I can't see what the questions are. But we need us a big old blue catfish to lay one of those rods down, and I'll try to crank him in. This is a 20 foot Sportsman 200 made by G3 Boats. Got great boat, great lake boat, river boat. Got a 15-degree dead rise in the back of it, so it handles the rough water on the lakes really well. Got a 200 Yamaha 4-stroke on it, and it runs about 50 miles an hour top end with me and another guy in here. Gets great fuel economy. When I'm up in the shallow water, I spend a lot of time with my power poles, and I will be getting out and doing some shallow water live feeds this year, shallow water blue cat fishing, and you will see those power poles in action. If you've never used the power poles and you fish a lot of shallow water, 8 foot or shallower, you don't know what you're missing there. So they're a great tool. Got Driftmaster rod holders, 1/2 inch Pro Duo Driftmaster rod holder around the boat. I've been using Driftmasters for over 20 years. They are a fantastic product. I prefer the 1/2 inch model because you just never know when a 50 or 60 pound fish is going to grab a hold of these rods. Yank that rod down, and you better have something that's as strong as your equipment or stronger than your equipment to hold on to it when that big fish does get a hold of that. The rods, again, I'm using are Team Catfish rods. You can find these at teamcatfish.com, or you can find at a dealer. You can find these rods at Cabela's. They are medium action. The casting rods back here are medium heavy, 7'6" medium heavy. The spinning rods are 7'6", 2-piece medium spinning. And those are a 50 size Team Catfish gold ring spinning reel A lot of you all haven't seen those. We haven't done any videos with those, but they are sweet. And they've got a bait feeder on them. They've got a control for the bait feeder, so you can control how much line you want to go out, kind of like a clicker on a casting reel, except this is a clicker on a spinning reel. But you can find the rods, the reels, the hooks, the tackle. You can find it all at teamcatfish.com. You can find one of our dealers at teamcatfish.com. So it's not hard to find, and I'm really proud to say that Team Catfish brand is 10 years old this year. We introduced it at the ICAST Tackle Show in 2007, in July of 2007. So the brand is actually a little bit older because we started on it in 2006. But anyway, we're 10 years old, and we're going to have some cool new t-shirts come out celebrating our 10-year anniversary with Team Catfish. It's because of you all buying that equipment that's allowed us to stay in business and expand to all the big dealers and box stores, and good grief. I think Team Catfish, some of the hooks are going into about 1,800 Walmart stores this year. So a lot of good things going on with Team Catfish. Make sure this feed's still going. Oh yeah, 245 folks with us right now. My nose is running, sorry y'all. I'm gonna go back here and sit down for a minute, watch the rods. Stick with us. We'll talk a little bit about the dead red, and I know some of y'all are going to have questions about the dead red. I kind of sprayed down the drum with the dead red. Dead red is the #1 selling product at Team Catfish. We sell tens and tens of thousands of bottles, probably close to 100,000 bottles of this stuff, it seems like, every year, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing because it works. Now, it's not a magic bullet, y'all. You still got to go fishing. I'm not going to spray it in the water. They're not going to jump in the boat. But if you've got some old washed out cut bait, or you got some frozen bait, or you got some bait that's marginal, that's been in the water, maybe a little smelly or something, but that's all you got, that's why Dead Red Blood Spray was developed, to re-energize, soak that old nasty bait down, give it some flavor, give it some color, and let you use it again, and let you use it again. A lot of times guys really have to scrimp on their bait, especially in the wintertime or when the shad or the bait fish are spawning. Sometimes they can be really hard to find. And I actually developed this product and used it when I was guiding long before I ever had Team Catfish. So the testimonials are there. People buy this stuff by the cases. You can soak it. We got people that inject it into baits and marinate, and I mean, they just do all kinds of stuff. If you fish with shrimp, frozen shrimp, livers, frozen shad, whatever it might be, and you're not sure if it's the best bait, I'd encourage you to just pick up a bottle that's like $4 or $5. It's not going to break the bank. There's hundreds of sprays in a bottle, and there you go. Dead Red Blood Spray. I'm going to sit down. and starting to pick up a little. Well, they're not playing very nice right now. I wished I'd have had this camera. I actually had this camera going, had the live feed going, and for whatever reason, Facebook disconnected me on that first fish. Y'all still with me? 249 folks still with me. Boy, I appreciate that. I wished I could wiggle my nose and have one of them catfish just yank one of them rods over, but hey, I haven't fished very much this winter, this fall, and oh, there we go. He's in that drop-off. Well, he's not a giant blue cat, but he sure bent the rod over good. Well, there you are, everybody. He probably a 7-8 pound fish, something like that. Nope, not a giant, but I did get the boat out today. It's New Year's. I'm getting ready to go in, watch the football. My wife's got some great food there at the house. I'm getting ready to go in, enjoy some of that. But I wanted to take you catfishing with me because I'm going to start doing more of these live feeds from our Facebook page. And I would really appreciate it if y'all like these live feeds to go ahead and make sure that you go into your settings to where you can get all of our live posts. You can do that. Sometimes Facebook limits you on the feed. So we're going to do more and more of this. This is something that I'm really excited about, this live feed technology, and I do appreciate every one of you guys sticking with me and watching me over the years. I'm going to try to give you some more pointers, some more tips, show you how to catch some more catfish. I'm Jeff. I appreciate you watching our live feed.